All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another DC Worlds Collide video. As always, glad to have you here. Let's chat about the Peacemaker. So, if you saw in the mail today, Peacemaker season is coming, and they released some really cool updates, and they gave us a lot of really good information. I do appreciate when the being able to kind of like give us information way in advance. Now, a couple things that I do want to foreground. This is coming out August 28th. Unfortunately, I will just tell you right now, I will not be able to stream that day. That is a Thursday, so that is a week from today when this video is being released. I will stream this on the 29th. I just have a work thing, so I can't stream that day. So again, I will be streaming the 29th on Friday, and yeah, I'll be normal time around 5:45, and then yeah. Okay, let's get into the news. Let's see what they're saying. So this season also will, so hope you're ready to violently spread some peace, because Peacemaker season is starting August 28th. Peacemaker team, aka 11th Street Kids, are a hard-hitting collection of anti-heroes who use unorthodox methods to break down their targets in order to inflict maximum pain in the name of peace. Great. So this season will also feature a new debuff in the form of Fragile. Fragile reduces physical damage by 10% per stack up to a maximum of 4 stacks. In other words, it is just dampen, but for physical damage. Great. With multiple members of the 11th Street Kids able to inflict Fragile with their attacks, enemies won't be able to stand up to repeated physical attacks. I mean, yep, sure, that sounds good. Again, Superman will be good regardless against these teams, because even against that physical damage resistance, they still have abnormally high amounts of physical damage reduction. So there is that. While highly dysfunctional, the Peacemaker team actually does work well as a unit. If you're looking to branch out, the Peacemaker team can easily be added to other existing teams with that favor physical damage, like Crit Team, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Red Hood. That's cool. I like that they're able to be applied there. They only give that one though. The 11th Street Kid excels at adding armor break to enemies, which makes them all powerful allies facing down tough bosses. Okay, so as I said, they will not. As I said, when we thought about the tier list, I wrote not tier list, but the team synergy best in slots. This may potentially change that because of all the physical damage reduction that's going to be being released, and a lot of our AOE characters are physical damage based. Wonderful. Okay, so this season's content, so it's very similar to last season. It will include 1 legendary, 2 epics, and an artifact and a reinforcement. We already know the reinforcement's going to eagerly, and the elite artifact for tanks that can temporarily turn the bear invulnerable. Now, I want to talk about this in a little bit. We're going to talk about these characters. There's a couple things that I'm really looking to see and that I'm curious about. So we'll talk. Judo Master, a high damage auto crit machine. Okay, so he's just going to be an attacker. Vigilante, a powerful sniper who can extend the duration of armor break on all enemies. Okay. What this is making me think about is you're probably going to run the support of Zatanna. Zatanna is probably going to be a core member here because of her armor break debuffs, and then lifesteal with crit is going to work out really, really well. Now, the new legendary character. This is what these characters seem okay. It's just more damage characters, which I guess I'm not really. So I saw this morning. I'm not super crazy impressed right now about this auto crit machine. That just sounds like a lot of other characters we have in the game. I'm curious to see what he's going to do. He probably will have like a cool auto attack, but we'll see. Vigilante, a powerful sniper, extend duration. Again, another attacker. Not super impressed with these characters based on these descriptions, but again, I don't know anything about them. So I'm just saying they don't sound anything like super crazy, but we'll see. Now let's get to Peacemaker, an anti-crit tank. This makes me excited. Anti-crit tank. This could be really interesting. Anti-crit, right? So he also seems like he might counter his team. Like Judo Master, he might counter Judo Master. Auto-critting, anti-crit. Okay. Who can pick off enemies with eagerly. Interesting. Now, if I'm going to pause, hold on 1 second. Okay, so let's watch a little bit here. I did want to show this when they go to the characters, because I did watch this earlier. Okay, it froze. Whoop. All right, so if we look at here, so we got, hold on, it's right here. I'm just not playing the sound right now because okay, so there he attacks. Then you got the sniper, then you got vigilante. Now, this is where it's kind of interesting. So Peacemaker comes in. Now, I'm wondering if this gives away some of it. He's got the fort, like he's got a sonic boom. Well, that's, I mean, now he's got so there's Eagly pointing out a specific character. Now, this scene right here, I could be totally wrong. When I see this, I see a force field, right? Or shields. Now, my hope is that I'm going to talk about his artifact with him. Here's my hope is that this artifact here, the new elite artifact, so it's not an epic one, it's an elite one, which is purple, for tanks that can temporarily turn the bear invulnerable. When does invulnerability become really, really good? When if they have like a taunt. Because it can be very easily wasted. Like if there's not a lot of damage that comes through in that one turn, in that time period that they're invulnerable, then it just kind of goes wasted. So this artifact will be good if Peacemaker has some form, I don't know if like a taunt, but a direct damage to him, or like he's taking damage for the team. That could be really interesting. I'm curious to see what he does. I'm curious. He is the one I'm most interested because he's a tank. Damage is damage, but he's doing cool, unique stuff. Now, let's keep going. Special anti-hero bonus for the arena and the whole season. Okay. Who are the elite arena? The anti-heroes, we'll go over that. Judo Master, that's elite. Anti-heroes are, of course, Judo Master, Vigilante, Peacemaker, but there are others. Judo Master holds a team synergy for this crew, adding hard hit to anti-heroes, and when the team synergy is at level 3, the entire team will counterattack the first enemy that uses their ult. Now, this is interesting in the sense that do they counterattack after hit or do they counterattack before hit? Because that will be a big thing. Because if they counterattack before the ult strikes, this could be really good. If they counterattack after the strike, that could be very bad because they might be dead, is my point. So we'll wait to see what this says. This says the specific language of it. We'll see what Judo Master is saying. The team synergy wears 2 other anti-heroes, which include any characters from this season. So any of these 3. The creature commandos. So that would be the Bride. So Bride, Weasel, and Dr. Phosphorus. Red Hood. This is an interesting one. And Huntress. Now, Red Hood is going to be real good on this team because of the revive. So he's a good frontliner on this team. Like you could put Peacemaker, Red Hood, and then you could do Judo Master, Vigilante, and Zatanna, and you've got a great team. That works out probably pretty well. However, we don't know what these characters do, so this is me just making an assumption on them. But at the same time, I also want to put this out there. I don't know, these characters, of all the characters, the one that's only really standing out to me is Peacemaker. Because of his anti-crit tank. I want to know what that means. They said that they're not adding any other, this is the debuff they're adding, Fragile, right? Which is just dampen, but for physical. But we don't actually know if he's going to do anything different. Like, what does that redirect mean? Maybe he might do a form of redirect. And then if he does some kind of redirect damage to himself, but that's not, I don't know if that's fully Peacemaker style, but maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. The creature commandos, also, Bride is a really cool, I'm thinking of Bride right now. So that would be kind of an interesting take to think about this is how does Bride kind of operate? Give me one quick second. So it really does come back to this point of whether or not Bride, because Bride has this really interesting ability to have people auto attack with her ult that can probably synergize incredibly well with this team. Overall, I think you have a lot of options. My only fear here with this team synergy is you've got hard hit for anti-heroes. Anti-heroes, there's probably you can apply this to a lot of characters, especially like this is the fact that they're adding Red Hood. There's a lot of things that I think this can work, right? And I like this idea of the entire team will counterattack the first enemy that uses their ult, right? Now, What if it's the tank, though, that uses their ult? What if it's Superman? I actually will just tell you guys right now, Superman's going to be the counter to this team. Just straight up. Superman will counter this team. Because they're going to do all of this, and then he's just not going to die. And then he's going to be like, all right, and I get all my health back. And it's like, great. There goes that entire team synergy. So, just saying, the Superman will counter this whole thing. And also, they have a lot of physical damage reduction. So, this isn't doing that much to both of them. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do see Superman countering this team. And the point that I want to make here is I don't know what this team is doing. I don't have leaks. I don't have any kind of like insider information of what's going on. I'm not that big of a content creator, so it's not giving me that much credit. But what I am saying here is I don't feel like these characters are going to push the meta. I might be wrong. It's again, which I don't think is a bad thing right now. I don't. I'm glad if you're running a crit team, this will be really good for you. I actually think Peacemaker might be one of the better characters. I think this will offer a lot of really good stuff. But notice again, I want to come back to this point. This is not going to buff like Wonder Woman specifically because anti-heroes. So I don't know how impressed I'm going to be with Judo Master. I need to see his team synergy, but he just sounds like another generic, I'm going to do lots of damage. Cool. That gets power crept very quickly, right? That leader skill might, be really cool. But like, if I think of him in relationship to like, Mr. T also is bringing in, buff removal. I'm sorry, buff removal, debuff removal. Cleanse. That's big. In this game, there's not a lot of cleansers, and he's coming in with cleanse. That's huge. That's a really big thing, and it helps out a lot. On the other hand, Judo Master is kind of bringing in lots of damage. We already have auto critters. The thing with auto crit characters, too, is you can stack a lot of attack on them. Yes. But it also begs the question of like a lot of the set are crit based, right? So he doesn't need crit, which means then like what are the other things you're gonna run on him? I don't know. I'm kind of like deep diving and I don't even know his kit yet. But I think it's really cool that this what's happening. I am really curious though to see what Peacemaker is going to do because we do need more tanks in this game. I think we have a lot of damage. We have very few legendary tanks and very few like tanks, like people that just can tank hits. A lot of tanks are very supporty in the way that they operate, like Lex, Blue Beetle. Those are the two legendaries right now that I'm thinking of. Superman is very damagey, but he's not tanky, right? He is tanky, but he does a lot of damage. We have not seen a lot of characters that are just like walls. And I think for good reason, walls can be very annoying. But I'm curious to see what he does specifically in terms of, is he giving himself like a shield? And then that shield like makes him, I don't know. We don't know what he's going to do. But his anti-crit, which is going to be really great. We'll see what he does. He is the character I'm most excited for. I'm not that excited for Judo Master and Vigilante. They just sound like traditional damage dealers. I don't really see a whole point. On the other hand, Peacemaker, I'm curious. He anti-crit tank. This could be very interesting, especially when conjunction with the elite artifact. The other thing, while we're here, that I wanted to talk about, if people don't know, sorry, this is taking a hot minute. If you go to the, if you have HBO Max, you can get a Peacemaker themed profile frame and a DCU Legend and a free copy or just a free DCU Superman. You can get both of these. I think multiple people have already made videos about this. I'm going to make this short and sweet. You go to the website, go to the news tab. It will tell you exactly how to do it. I got a copy of the new DCU Superman for free by doing this because I do have HBO Max. There you go. I'm just trying to see when does it end if it does have an end date. I don't see an end date. Need account, log in, www. Well, so limit account on each only teams apply. Okay, terms apply. Season premieres August 21st. Okay, I don't see that they don't give an end date. We'll see. Okay. That's it for this video, folks. I just wanted to give everyone kind of a quick update on Peacemaker's coming. It will see it in about a week and a day. So 8 days from now, he will be, well, 7 days from now, sorry. 7 days from now, he'll be dropping. I'll stream it on the Friday afterwards so that we can just kind of go through it. I will, if I do, I will save my summons for the stream. And yeah, well, if he's really good, I'm kind of already got most of the characters that I need, but if he's like a unique debuff kind of tank, I'm kind of really interested to run him with Sinestro on Sinestro's team and see what happens. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm also kind of curious about the AoE team and how he may operate in that team, because he might just do like an AoE attack. That could also be really interesting. But again, I'm waiting to see what he does. All right, folks. That's it for the news. I hope this gives you some form of information, maybe some form of planning to think forward ahead. And as always, remember, failing is just your first attempt at learning.